What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Thursday, May 9th. Um, my name is Christopher Drummond. I'm a sports reporter, freelancer, casino host, and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder. It's where I bring people on in all different walks of life, especially journalism, which is something I do, but in media, entertainment. I've had police officers on here, medical field, and that's pretty much telling their story about their why they do what they do and who they are. Pretty much telling their story, how they came into it, how they deal with things through the industry. I got a special guest coming on with me today. Her name is Deb Whitcas. Deb has been a story producer, field producer, segment producer, associated with MSNBC, associated with CBS, associated with the Jerry Springer Show, associated with How Do I Look Show, associated with Welcome to the Neighborhood. She's been a media caster as well. She has done a plethora of things in this industry, and we're going to talk to her about her why, her grind, and talk to her about also her Blonde Blitz podcast that she has going on as well. She's one half of the Blonde Blitz podcast. So we'll talk about that as well. So without any further ado, I bring to you the wonderful, the talented, the beautiful Deb Whitcas.
I was like, why isn't it working? I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it off. I couldn't get the mute off. How are you?
That's okay. All right. How we doing? How we doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. I have to say, first off, you look absolutely amazing.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. Appreciate that. It's been a long day.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Just wanted to say thank you for coming on to my podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder. Obviously, we've been in touch multiple times, but this is kind of the first time that we've kind of sat here and kind of talked and broke bread and really personalized and get into your story. You've done a lot of things. As my intro has already has mentioned, you've been a producer, you've been a media caster, you've been associated with different shows. You've been a sports reporter. You've done, and you have the Blonde Blitz podcast going on right now as well.
Yep.
So we're going to get into all of that. But the first question that I have that I normally ask everybody on my podcast is your why. What is your why of doing what you do? Why did you want to be in sports? Were there role models, ladies that you looked up to, parents, or maybe going through school? Maybe you had an epiphany and said, I wanted to do sports. What's your reason?
To be honest, I got into sports a little bit later. I kind of had more of an entertainment career, but I've always been a huge sports fan. So my why is my father played for the minors for the Philadelphia Phillies, and I grew up. He was always outside with me, throwing that baseball, throwing that softball, and that's where I kind of got my start in sports. I grew up in a stadium. We would sit and watch the Phillies 3 rows from home plate. I was spoiled and I loved it. And now I'm spoiled because I get media credentials. But that's kind of how that happened. I, originally, grew up an Eagles fan, grew up a Phillies fan, 76ers fan, Flyers fan, and just, was in at the stadiums and watching the games. And then, I went into entertainment first as a TV producer. Started in front of the camera at 12. I was on a show called Dance Party USA way back when, and then kind of went more into the entertainment stuff, producing, and then decided to kind of pivot about 5 years ago. And I was like, what else do I love to do? And that answer was sports. And literally had kind of an epiphany moment 5 years ago and was like, I know football better than as well as, if not better than most men. So why am I not doing this for a living? I literally opened up my laptop and said, how do I become a sports reporter? And the rest is history.
I love it. I do. And people that haven't checked out that, you do the Blonde Blitz podcast with Nikki.
I do.
Well, and people need to check that out because it's very good. I know I have. So certainly you guys do a great job on y'all podcast.
Thank you.
No question. Let me talk about Elizabethtown College, which
All
is
right.
you went there, you went to college there, but you also went to Sports Management Worldwide. Which the reason why I want to bring that up is because I'm associated with Sports Management
Mhm.
Worldwide. I typically go to their conferences.
Yep.
Not this past year, but last year I went to the NFL Combine. This
I was there
particular
too.
year, oh, no doubt, right? This
Yep.
year, I'm planning on going to the NHL and the NBA.
Okay.
So, and both of them are in Vegas this particular year. So I'm planning on going to that. Talk to me. Were there any other schools you considered outside Elizabethtown College, and why did you get involved with Sports Management Worldwide?
As far as what in college, were the other places that I almost went to? So
Sure.
I looked at Marist College as well. And
Mm,
my criteria was just to have a really good TV school, which Marist does have.
yep.
And the unfortunate thing about Marist is you weren't able to get into their TV program and actually work on their shows until you were a junior.
Mm,
And in my mind, I was like, I want to do this right now. Like I actually did TV in high school at my high school channel. We're very lucky in Cherry Hill, New Jersey to, have it was Cherry Hill or Cherry Hill News 18 or something it was called. I forget. But
wow.
yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay.
I was behind an anchor desk when I was 16, so it was yeah. So I was like, I'm going backwards. You know what I mean? Like I want to go to college to do this. So Elizabethtown has a great TV program, a great mass media, concentration, and I could get in as a freshman and start doing TV shows, and actually, we were actually making TV shows that were broadcast in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, in
Mm,
the
okay.
city of Elizabethtown as well. So it was just great, and that's where some of my lifelong friends have come from. But yeah, there I was a freshman, and I was the VTR girl. So when I first started, I was the VTR playback girl, and I would hit that button. So
I love it. I love it. That's what's up. Now
yeah,
you got involved with Sports Management
yeah.
Worldwide. Obviously, I think you took. I think you got a certificate from them. How
Mhm.
was their courses? How was their courses? Taking their courses?
I love their courses. I had a blast, and I actually want to take more when I have the time. And the reason why I looked at their programs is because a lot of people now but when I was in college, the sports major was kind of up and coming. Like like we did sports programming, but there wasn't actually a concentration yet. And now
Right.
everybody there is obviously concentrations, in sports media. So I just didn't have that background. And although had the media credentials and, was already working in sports, I was like, you know what, I probably should get some schooling behind me as well. So that's
Mm-hmm.
when I looked at their programs, and I found that Dean Lyman was one of the professors, and I
Right.
grew up watching Dee. So I was like,
Yeah.
how amazing this is this? Dee is teaching me. And I still talk to her every once in a while. So and she's in Philly, and I'm from Philly. So
Mm-hmm.
when I go home, we try to catch up with coffee. But yeah, so I went and I took that class, and then also, obviously sports content's huge as well.
Yep.
So not only do I do on camera, but also sports content work. So I was like, let me take that course as well. I actually want to take an editing class too, because right now I edit on Avid, but there is actually a special editing system that a lot of the sports leagues use, and I don't
Sure.
know it per se. Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently. So they give a course in that as well. So that's kind of the next one I'm looking at, but just haven't had a chance to do it yet.
I feel that. I know you moving and grooving, no doubt about it. This is kind of a bonus question. Do you like being in front of the camera or do you like producing better? Because you've done both. So which one do you like better?
They're so different. I mean, my dream is to be in front of the camera. I've always, I started in front of the camera. I missed it being a producer, so that's kind of why I pivoted back to on camera. Uh, but I mean, both are great. As a producer, I kind of really want to do both, and I think nowadays you can. You produce your own
Absolutely.
content. It's a lot more popular now than when I first started out in the biz. You did one or the other, and you didn't do both. Sorry, that's my dog. That's Cannoli. He makes appearances on Blonde Blitz all the time.
That's
But
cool. I love it.
Yeah, so I mean on camera is really what I love to do, and on camera interviewing is actually really what my specialty is. So but yeah, but I love being a producer too. Like, like I just did in my interviews, I love prepping the interviews. I write my own questions.
Yep.
And then, I do the on camera part as well. So
I love it. I really do. That's what's up. On with Deb Whitcas on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. Deb, we are gonna transition to some favorite things. Okay, so I'm
okay.
gonna ask you some favorite questions, and you just throw out some of the answers that come to your mind. Are you with me?
Absolutely, let's go.
Okay, here we go. Favorite meal you like to cook?
I hate to cook, although I'm cooking tonight. Funny enough, you say that.
There you go.
Favorite meal. Ooh, we gotta go with spaghetti and meatballs.
That's pretty simple. Yeah, pretty simple, pretty
I'm
fast.
a Italian girl from South Jersey,
I
so
love it. Hey, no complaints from me at all. I love spaghetti. The spaghetti meatballs. Get some. I don't know if you eat it with Italian bread. I'm not sure if you do that or French bread, but mwah, that's perfect.
yeah, like
Absolutely.
the garlic bread. I gotta have the garlic bread.
Okay, I'm with that.
Little
I'm with that.
Parmesan cheese.
Oh, there you go. See, you
Yep.
already went my heart, so I feel you on that. I love that. Okay, that's good. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
I'm a big New Kids on the Block fan.
Okay.
I know people don't expect it, but no, I'm a blockhead, always will be. I have yet to meet all of them. I've met them kind of individually over the years. Different friends have done different shows. One of my friends was the executive producer of Wahlburgers for a while. So yeah, I've seen different members at award shows. Joe McIntyre was actually on one of my shows. I worked at Dr. Phil. He was on the holiday special, and I was running around trying to get tape right before running around with like our tape segments. And
Yeah.
he was in the green room, and I wanted to introduce myself, and I didn't. And he walked by me, and I was like, I should really say hi, and I didn't. But I've never met them all together, which is crazy. But
Okay.
but no,
And
yeah,
look,
New Kids on the Block, favorite concert. I've been to like, I have to say, I hate to say it, but I've probably been to 25 of their concerts
wow.
since
Now
I
that's
was
a true fan. You are
12.
definitely a true fan. There's no
Yes,
question about that.
blockhead
Um,
forever.
that's cool. I'm with that. I'm with that. That is a first here on the Work Hard, Play Hard podcast. I don't think anybody has said that group, but that is totally fine. I'm all for it. That's no doubt. Okay. Favorite place you like to travel to?
This is funny, and this is another weird one because it is just weird, but I love Wildwood, New Jersey.
Okay. Okay.
It's a shore town. There's a bunch of I grew up. I go to Wildwood every summer. And I think it's more of like a nostalgic thing at this point. But
Right. Right.
it's where my parents and I vacationed when I was young. There's a great boardwalk with a bunch of rides. It just kind of brings back memories. So, and I love soft serve ice cream, and they have the best down there.
They
So,
do. They
yeah.
Jersey do got some good ice cream. That's for
Yep.
sure. Okay.
So
Okay.
like
I'm with you.
I said, so yeah, and then the salt and the oil and vinegar French fries from Curly's. I love the Jersey Shore. I'm a Jersey girl. I'm a Jersey girl, Jersey Shore girl through and through. So yeah,
Okay.
I think Wildwood, New Jersey, Avalon, New Jersey, Sea Isle, New Jersey, like the Jersey Shore is my favorite. Otherwise, I mean, yeah, Hawaii. I'm going to Aruba in October. Um,
So,
trying to think
okay.
where yeah, I mean, I love Miami. I love New Orleans.
That's
Oh,
what's up. I like that. Now,
so,
is Aruba a family trip or a girls trip or what's that?
just it's a friend that I'm going with. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Got you. That's awesome. That's awesome. I would love to
yeah,
hear about that trip when you come back. I'm going on a cruise myself in
nice.
October. It's a family trip that my dad put together. So we're planning on doing that. So it should be pretty fun. It's my
I
first
love
cruise.
cruises.
So I've never
Oh,
been
you've
on a
never
cruise
been on a
before.
cruise?
No,
Oh, you're gonna love it. How long is the cruise for?
it's 7 days.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. That's gonna
seven
be
days.
nice.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
so
nice.
I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm gonna relax, have a good time. Definitely have some Jack Daniels and some Hennessy on the trip, and we
Oh
just
yeah.
gonna wild out. We're gonna do our thing. So
And the one thing I love about cruises is there's just food all the time. Like there's just
Oh, okay.
all the time. Like there, you have like the sit down dinners, but then you can always get something. Like there's always at least one restaurant open at all times on the
Okay.
cruise. Yeah.
I'm with that. All
Sometimes you
right.
get sometimes you'll meet people, which is like is super fun. But kind of like towards the end of it, you'll be like, oh, there's that person again. But
That's
like
true.
it turns into a very small boat after a while. But the first
Right.
like 4 or 5 days, you're like, this is amazing. And then the last two, you're like, oh yeah, no, I saw that person over there. Like you kind of, but yeah, it's really fun. I love cruises. I need to go on one too.
Absolutely. Mid-October is when we're planning on going, and then I'm gonna look to go to another one soon after that for sure. But yeah, no doubt. Favorite sport that you like to watch on TV?
Mhm.
Favorite sport you like to go in person? It could be the same sport.
I mean, it's football in general.
Mm,
I love both to watch it on TV. Love it even more in the stadium. I
okay,
think there's not another sport that you get the energy that you get in the stadium. Like it's just
sure.
this electric energy that is just it's wild. And to be honest, often I'm in the press boxes and you can't do anything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
if it's your team, you have to obviously be professional, and that's fine. It's my job. But yeah, it's hard sometimes when if I'm in like, the Eagles press box and I'm like watching my friends or the fans outside all in green and going crazy, and I'm like, I have to
Hmm.
be reserved and not be biased.
Right, right. The Jersey girl in you wants to cheer
Yep,
loud. You know what I mean?
yep,
Because high Eagles fly, right? So
yep,
I totally
exactly.
understand that. Totally understand that. Last of the favorites. Favorite restaurant you like to attend?
I mean, I think Mastro's is my favorite. They're a chain, but it's just a very upscale.
You're the second person today on podcast episodes that has said that. And I'm like, okay, I got to go try this Mastros because
You
I've
need
never
to
heard of it.
go. Mastro's Ocean Club, Ocean Bar. I almost said Ocean Bar. It's Ocean Club. Mastro's Ocean Club is amazing. They have the best seafood and steaks. So, and they
Okay,
have
now
this
you're
thing called butter cake. The
right.
dessert is like mind blowing, mind blowing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
If I
That's what
cheat, I'm cheating with butter cake.
cheating with butter cake. Okay, now mind you, I had a podcast episode earlier with a guest, and she said the same thing. She said the butter cake is
Yep.
amazing, and she said there's
I'm like
chains all
salivating,
around. I'm like,
literally salivating.
okay, where are they located? Because I'm in Minnesota, so I know they're not here. But she was like, they're in LA, they're in
Yep.
Chicago, and I was like, okay, I plan on going to Chicago very soon. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll try it out there and see what's going on with that. That's for
And
sure.
there and Chicago is amazing. I lived in Chicago for 3 years. You will love Chicago. Have you been to Chicago? There's some
That's
really
where I was
good.
born. I was born in
Oh,
Chicago.
okay.
I wasn't raised there. I was raised in California, but my mom and dad were born in Chicago. They were raised there, so I still have family out there. But the NABJ career fair
Yeah.
um,
Hmm.
is going to be in Chicago this year. So I plan on going out there. So for my time going out there, I got to go to Maestro's for sure and try that. So yes, I definitely plan on doing that for sure.
And Gibson's is really good in Chicago. I'm like, I used to, yeah, there used to be, God, it was something a frog. I don't think it was Hugo's Frog, but there was
Mm.
it's right on, it's not,
Is it Michigan Ave? Michigan Avenue?
it's not on Michigan Avenue. Where was Tavern on, not Main, Tavern on Rush. It's on Rush Street
Oh, okay. Rush
in
Street.
Chicago. It
Got
used to be across the street from like Jillian's or Jilly's. It was Jilly's across the street. So that it was the steakhouse and then Jilly's. Jilly's closed years ago. The
you. Yep.
steakhouse might even not even be there anymore. I'm not sure.
I got.
I
I
haven't
definitely
visited
got to
Chicago
look.
in a bit.
Yeah, yeah. I
But
know what you're talking about with Jilly's for
yeah,
sure. I definitely
there's some
want to
good parties
find.
there.
Oh well, yeah. That was quite the spot. No question about that. I want to find a deep dish pizza though.
Yes.
That's what I want
Giordano's was my favorite.
to. Okay.
I gained 30 pounds when I moved to Chicago. So it
Oh
was
my
all the
goodness.
deep dish pizza.
Okay, well then you must have worked it off in LA where you at right in California right now. That's for sure.
Yep.
No question. But my friends are still out there in California. They go to a lot of sushi places. I've never
Mhm.
had sushi in my life. Never tried it. Um, I don't know which one to try, whether it's cooked or whether it's raw. I'm a little torn. I don't know which one to choose.
So my suggestion is do the California roll first
Okay.
because it'll get you introduced. It's crab. So it's mayonnaise and crab together with a little avocado
Okay.
in some in a rice roll. It's your basic first time sushi. So it
Everything
actually
sounded
my first
good
time
except the mayonnaise.
right, my first time actually in Chicago, I had sushi my first time in Chicago with my roommate in Chicago. She's like, "You've never had sushi?" And I was like, "No, what's sushi?" Like I'm from South Jersey. You know what I mean? We don't do sushi. We
Right.
do hamburgers and pizza and spaghetti and meatballs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she's like, "You have to try it." And then I was hooked. But yeah, I wouldn't go raw fish first.
Okay.
Do something that's cooked with a little bit of rice. Uh
Okay.
yeah, I would definitely go California roll
I'm
first.
definitely gonna let you know how that goes for
Yeah,
sure. Because
please
I
keep
will
me
definitely,
updated.
I certainly will. Now, I want to know your day to day because your day to day is probably one of the most interesting it can be because it changes quite often. When
It
Deb
does.
wakes her ass up, what is her day to day operation? What does she do? And well, how's that process? Do you have to take a couple cups of coffee in the morning to get yourself going? Do you got to read a
Yeah.
book? Do you got to walk? What is
Mm-hmm.
your day to day, and when do you shut it down for the day?
Yep. So this morning I woke up, talked right away to one of my producers about some interviews that we were conducting today for work.
Mm-hmm.
And then hung up with her, got out. I have a dog, so had to take the dog to potty. It's very first I potty, and then I take the dog to potty.
I appreciate the realness on that. I do. I appreciate that.
And
Okay.
then I have a couple cats. We feed it's a system. I have a system going. I literally like the dog comes in, the dog tries to eat the cat food. It's crazy. It's craziness
Wow.
in the
Oh,
Whitcas household here.
okay.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, feed the cats, give the cats the medication. The dog tries to eat it. I have to separate the dog. Anyway, the pets get fed. I then go sit down in front of my laptop, and I'm basically there all day till probably 10 o'clock at night. So
Wow.
yeah, so we today did a bunch of interviews for a show called Crime Expose with Nancy O'Dell. It's a true
Yep.
crime, a daytime syndicated true crime show
Yep.
that's premiering in September. And so yeah, I did a lot of work with that today. That's like my one of my gigs. Talked to Nikki a little bit today and our producer Dan about Blonde Blitz. Talked about some upcoming guests that we're trying to book for that. So that was a little bit of time.
Hello. I'm just saying. I'm throwing myself out there. I could wait till a long time. I'm just saying. Just put me on the list. I'll be on the waiting list. That's all I want.
That's perfect. Who's your team?
Well, my team's the Chargers.
Okay, so your Chargers. Okay, that's
Yeah,
easy.
yeah.
That's
Growing
easy.
up in San Diego,
Yeah.
LT was my favorite player. Obviously, I hated when we got rid of Breeze, but I was a
Yeah.
Rivers guy as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I follow my Chargers, even though they're in LA right now and they're stinking up the joint. Hopefully,
Right.
Harbaugh can bring a
Uh,
little something, something.
hopefully. I mean, he's basically has the Ravens at this point. So,
Right,
you
right.
know, and we'll see. But and we know got a lot of good wide receivers too in the draft. So
Yeah, we
and
have
Joe
to. I
Alt. I
mean,
mean, you guys got Joe Alt. I mean, that kid is massive.
he is, and we needed that because
You
Mike
did.
Williams was released, Keenan Allen was traded,
Yep.
and I believe we lost another receiver to the
Mike Williams too.
yeah,
You guys
yeah,
lost.
right, and we lost Gerald Everett. We lost a tight end, so
Yep.
we needed some pieces that we can't pay a guy $260 million and have nobody to throw it to. That don't
Right.
make any sense.
Exactly.
We
Right.
got to be able to do something better for him. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's my rant, and I digress because I can probably bore you to death with my Chargers rant.
Well, I can
But
talk Chargers all day.
oh, okay, is that your team too?
I mean, I cover them out in LA a little bit for Los Angeles Football Network, so I'm up on the Chargers. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think Hubbard's gonna run. He's big into the run game, so I think
That,
too.
that's
You got
another
two.
problem too,
I don't know about
because
problem, but I think the Chargers will find a balance
okay,
this
okay,
season. So
I'm
because we've
I'm
got two great running backs from the Ravens recently. So
this is true. Now I gotta see it on the field, for
I
sure. I
agree.
gotta see them on the field because they do have some injury history with them, for sure.
Hmm.
But the production that Eckler gave us, I don't know if that can be equated by these two backs. I just don't know. But
I
I'll have to
mean,
see.
it's hard. That's true. It's Eckler's great. I mean, there's a
Right,
it's hard to match Eckler, but
right.
he also
However,
yeah. Hmm.
I do think that before I get to the next question, I do think that our Chargers team is going to be solid. I do think they're going to be solid and good. It just anytime that you have 1-5 in your division, it makes it tough.
Hmm.
It just makes it tough because they seem to be reloading every year. They're getting younger with the receivers over there in Kansas City, and the
Well,
oldest person.
they needed to. I mean, their wide receiver, and look at Rashid Rice is obviously in some trouble. So we'll see what his fate looks like
Yeah,
this season. So
it's
yeah.
not looking good. I can say that it's not looking
No.
good
Mm-mm.
for him for sure. But it's tough when you have the MJ of quarterbacks in your division. It's
Right.
just tough because he just finds a way.
Yep.
But I'm
Yeah, but
always going to ride for my
Herbert's
Chargers.
good, man. Herbert is really good. He just has not had, the talent around. I mean, he's had talent around him, obviously. Keenan
Yeah,
Allen,
yeah.
uh, you know, Austin Eckler, Mike Williams. But yeah, I wouldn't count Herbert out.
No, no. I think there could be a playoff team,
Yeah.
without question. I do think so. I think some things defensively has to go right. We have some big name players on defense, but we got to play together on defense. We got to play with unity on defense and with some urgency. I think
And
Harbaugh is going to get that right. I do
I
think he's going to
agree.
turn the defense around.
I agree. And
Um,
I think that was the main problem last year was defense. And
Without question.
Staley just couldn't do it. So
It's surprising because he's a defensive guy.
I know Vic
Very
Fangio, like he was
surprising.
Vic Fangio's, protege, and
Right,
not no. We'll see
right,
how Vic
right.
Fangio does with the Eagles now too. But
Well, your Eagles. I mean, obviously, offensively, they're going to be a problem. Anytime
yep,
you have Saquon Barkley and Hurts in the same backfield, it's a problem because
yep,
you can't put 8-man fronts against them. You're going to because you got to double team AJ Brown. You can't single him up. Devontae can run right past you. The
mhm,
tight end is very solid and good in there. So the
mhm,
offense is going to be good. Defense obviously is going to be a little bit more maturing, right? Because it's kind of getting rid of some of the older veterans that you have there.
yep.
Although you do have
Well, we
Graham,
lost right. Graham's still on. We lost Fletcher Cox, which
right,
sucked.
right.
But we did get two great, DBs
Yes,
in the
yes,
draft.
you did.
So
Yes, you
Cooper
did.
Jean and Mitchell. So I'm excited to
So
see.
I still think Philadelphia is going to be able to contend and be one of the powerhouses in the NFC for sure. Obviously, they're going to have to contend with the Lions, the 49ers, and even the Cowboys in their own division,
Mhm.
obviously. But Philly's going to be up there. That's for sure. They're a damn good team. No question about that.
And I like the
Always,
fact that Keenan Allen's there too now. Like Chargers lost Keenan Allen, and now, yeah. I'm sorry, Kellen Moore. What am I saying?
yeah, yeah.
Kellen Moore. I'm sorry.
No,
That
you
was just
good.
a brain fart there. Kellen Moore is now, the OC in Philly. So we're
Mm.
excited to see him, left the Chargers and now is with Philly. So
The team is going to be scoring north of 28 points a game. I mean, it really, I don't know how you defend them. I really don't. You can't play cover 3. Cover 2, you're going to be at Barkley's mercy because if you put 7 in there, Barkley's probably going to tear that up. If you play double coverage and put 8 in the box, A.J. Brown is going to he's going to rip through any defensive back pretty much because that's just the way it is. So I don't know how you defend
you
outside
don't.
of right, right. No, I don't know how you defend
That's
them.
the
Maybe
answer.
maybe the 49ers, because they can put pressure with their front four. If you get a front four that can put pressure on Hurts, maybe. Like, that's what you can do. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see. That's for sure.
And I'm kind of hoping Hurts. I don't know. I don't know what happened with Hurts last season. I don't know if it was his decision making, if it was the play calling, like what exactly happened. But I'm hoping to see the Hurts of, the year before. I think I lost you. Chris. There you are. I just can't hear you. Yeah, I still can't. That's weird. You can hear me? We can hit the chat.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, got you. All right. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I was talking to a screen and your head was moving, but I guess you just couldn't hear me. It's okay. That's all right.
Yeah, no, it was like you were gone. You were frozen. I was like, okay.
Okay, that is wild. Okay, all right, here we go. I want to ask you about this question of mental health. Okay. Now, you've been a person that's been on the go, 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 right? And you've always been that. You've always been such a hard worker. Everybody knows that associates themselves with you. But you're also a very personable person too, which is a very good thing. I don't think anybody would say that they don't want to be around you at all. So my thing is, how do you deal with your mental health when you're having some of those tough days or long days? Like, what are some things that you do? How do you cope with that? Being in the industry sometimes where you can get overworked and burnt out. Sometimes it's inevitable. Sometimes it's not. Talk about that.
And it happens a lot. This industry is such a roller coaster of one day you're working and you're at this show and then that gets canceled and then you're down and then you hit the lull and then the next day you get nominated for an Emmy and then you don't win, but then you win another year and it's wild. As far as what I do for my mental health, I think mental health is super important. I've always had the thought process of tomorrow's a different day. There were times, and I actually will equate this to when I was at the Jerry Springer show it was my first job in television, and it was a revolving door, that show, with the producers and the associate producers and kind of the staff, because it was a really tough show to produce. Didn't look like it on stage, but the people we were dealing with, it was an amazing experience. Like, it was of the most amazing experiences I've still to this day had in the industry, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But it was a tough job. It was a tough job, and a lot of people couldn't handle it. And I used to kind of I used to go in the bathroom and cry away from each other. Everyone knew I was in the bathroom crying, but no one said anything to me. But besides that, I used to kind of talk to some of my coworkers and they'd be like, I'm quitting. And I'd look at them and be like, guys, like, tomorrow's a different day. Like, just make it to tomorrow. And even myself, the times I wanted to quit, in my head, I'm like, Deb, just make it to tomorrow and everything will change. And literally at my darkest, I said that to myself, and tomorrow was different. And tomorrow we booked the show, or we had a great show, or like something good happened to keep me going. There's been some times, and I won't say the particular show I was on, but I was miserable. I wasn't sleeping. I was getting like 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night. And you just can't function after that was every night for like 2-3 months, and you just can't, you can't function like that. And
No.
I remember sitting at my desk, I was by myself, and I'm sitting there and I put my head down and I was like, God, please give me a sign. Like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, I can't continue doing this. Like, just please just show me a sign. It just was like, it was me and God. And within, I would say, a minute after me kind of saying like, just keep going is like what I was saying to myself, but God, please let me know like what I'm supposed to do here.
Yeah.
And the phone rang, and it was one of my old bosses, and I had already turned down this particular job like 2 or 3 times,
Right.
and she called again, and she's like, I know that you aren't available, because I said I wasn't available. She's like, I know you're saying you're not available, but we need someone like you. Do you have any recommendations? And I go, wait, please. I'm like, let's talk.
Right.
And
Let's reconsider. Let's
yeah,
reconsider.
I'm kind of reconsidering here. And she goes, oh my
Mhm.
God, really? And so, I talked to our, production manager. Obviously you have to discuss rate and how long and everything and what your title is and the job. And
Sure.
it just seemed like the right choice to, to go train, to go kind of pivot to that job. So yeah, so that's kind of what happened. So, but it was definitely that mentality of like, please God help me, just to show me what I'm supposed to do here. And then
Sure.
a minute later, the phone rings.
That's great. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there
So
some things that you do as far as for me? I like to write poetry. I like to work out.
mhm,
I call moms back home, which
mhm,
is in Georgia. Call dad, who is in New York.
yeah,
Just kind of check up on them to see how they're doing.
yeah.
Making sure if they need anything or not. What are some things that you do on a day-to-day basis to kind of keep your stress level down?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the reason why I have my pets. I love my pets, and they kind of give me that break. And I've always been a big pet person. They used to call me Debbie Doolittle growing up. So, yeah, and I'm actually a certified vet assistant too on the side. I do a lot of rescue work in like the
Really?
pet rescue world. I love it.
Okay.
So that's
Okay.
kind of, yeah. I mean, that's kind of a break for me. I work out. I love Pilates. Also a dancer. So I used to be, I was like a semi-pro dancer. I've danced
Okay.
since, like I was 3 years old. So I loved kind of I have a little dance studio downstairs in my gym. So I kind of just kind of go down there and jam, to be honest.
Hey, I like that.
So
I like that.
yeah,
What genre do you dance to? Or what genre did you dance to?
I'm a jazz dancer.
Okay. Okay.
Like hip hop's not really my thing. I'm more of like a Fosse style. I love ballet too.
Oh,
Ballets are basic, you
okay.
know what I mean? Like
So
you
more slow type of rhythm of movement. Okay, I got you. I
Yeah,
got
like I like ballet, but I like jazz. I like being showy jazz, I guess is a good way to put it, with maybe a little bit
you.
of
Sure.
hip hop in there,
I love
but
it. I love
yeah.
it.
So,
Okay.
and I
So,
did ballroom for a while too. That was fun.
ooh, ballroom.
'Cause
Yeah.
ballroom you can do till, I mean, you can do anything to any age. I'm a firm believer in that, but it's easier to do ballroom than it
Oh, no
is to do
question.
jazz
No,
as an adult.
no question about it. I mean, I'm in I'm in my late 30s now, so be able to try to dance and do all that movement and stuff. No, I'm probably gonna break a hip or break something. I don't want to do all that. I love
Yeah.
the ballroom dancing though. Ballroom dance is very good. I love that.
Yeah,
Okay,
good exercise too. Yeah.
if there is a
Right now I'm actually I'm in PT right now. I was actually in a car accident before Super Bowl, but we won't get into
oh
that.
wow.
But yeah, so I'm just finishing up PT right now actually. So I've got like 1 or 2 weeks left, and then I'm hopefully getting really back into the dance thing. So
Well, thank goodness you are here.
yeah, no, I was
No,
yeah.
yeah, we don't need to go into no details of the car accident or like that on here for sure. I mean, if you want to tell me offline, that's great, but
That's
uh,
fine.
we ain't got to here for sure. But I'm just happy to see you. You see your face once again. Deb Whitcas on my Work Hard, Play Hard podcast. My name is Chris. I want to ask you, Deb, about this. If there's a woman, not even a woman, but a man like myself or someone to come up to you and say, Deb, I want to do what you do. I
Mm-hmm.
want to produce. I want to be in sports. I want to work with different networks. And this is a two-part question. The first part is, what advice would you give them? Now, the second part is the freelance.
Mm-hmm.
I've dabbled in the freelance for the past few months, and I'm telling you, freelance is great. It's great, but it's rough. is rough as well, because you got to
Hustle.
be able to hustle, and you got to be able to find different things to do. Different people want your services. Some people are talking really low pay, and it's like, okay, I understand, but you still want to be connected into the industry. So,
Mhm.
I left my full time last August due to some treatment issues that I felt was out of line with that company. So I had to make a decisive decision. But the freelance has been great. I've done ESPN production here. I've wrote for different sites. What would you say is the best thing about being a freelancer and the worst thing about being a freelancer? I know it's a long two-part question, but
Okay.
what would you say
I
about that?
think the best thing about freelancing is it's a different job all of the time, and you get to meet new people,
You do.
do new things, and learn new skills. And I always am trying to make myself better. And I think in freelance, you have that opportunity to do that, and to, kind of do a lot of different skills. You know what I mean? But
Sure, sure.
on the other hand, freelance, we're adults, the bills got to get paid, and not having that steady income
Yeah,
is tough. It's a tough world. So, and there's hiatuses, and some in this economy, it's really tough to save, I feel like right now. Um, so it's yeah, you have to, if you work freelance, you have to have a savings. Like, you have to be good at it's putting part of your
money to
paycheck
the
away,
side. Right,
because
right.
it's gonna be more than a rainy day. It's gonna
Yeah,
be it's gonna be a couple rainy days, if not weeks, if not months.
you're right.
So you need to still, be the bills don't stop.
No,
Yeah.
they
So
don't. They don't. Not at all. What
wish they
advice
did.
would you?
So.
So did I. Trust me. Trust me. No question. What advice would you give someone that's either graduating from college or just wants to join this industry, and they say they want to do your job, or they want to do podcasts or be a sports reporter? What advice would you give them?
Network, network, network. Talk to everybody. Don't be shy. My career literally started because I walked up to Jerry Springer on spring break and said, "Hi, I love your show. I'm graduating in May. Do you have any opportunities?" And he
Wow.
looked at me and he goes, "There's a woman named Rhonda Funk at the Jerry Springer show. She does the internships. I'll tell her that I met you here. Why don't you give her a call and see if she has anything available?" I said, "Thank you." Went back, looked up who Rhonda Funk is, one of my dear friends to this day now. And yeah, called her, sent her my resume, and she goes, "You have enough guts to go up to Jerry Springer on spring break. You have enough guts to work here. Welcome." So
Wow. Wow. Oh, that's a
yep,
hell of a story, Deb. To
yep.
just run into Jerry Springer like
May,
that.
may he rest in peace as well.
Yeah,
Jerry was a great man. Uh,
absolutely.
yeah, no, so network, network, network. And honestly, it's so much. I'm a little jealous, I have to be honest, because back when I first started in media, there wasn't all these opportunities that there are today. Uh,
Hmm.
do your own content. Like you can, even kids can, with camera phones, like, there YouTube, obviously YouTube, TikToks, everyone's making their own content now. And back when I first started in media, we just had, the networks. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like,
right.
you had to, it wasn't all this social media stuff. It didn't exist. I mean, internet barely existed. So I'm not that old, but like, so yeah, like I think you just have to take the opportunity, like get on social media,
Yeah,
think of some type of content that you want to do and just cover it. If you're in high school, and I do some speaking at my high school, to kind of talk to the kids and give them some advice. And I told them, I was like, start a Instagram, and go to the football games and report from there, like what you're seeing and what you liked it, and then talk about what you liked about with the game, or like get with one
sure.
of your best friends and co-host a show about NFL or like through and through. Like, I'll go Britney anytime. But yeah, I
Wow.
think I think Taylor Swift.
Britney's older stuff is solid. It's really good. Like not like Till the World Ends. Like Till the
Yes,
World
that
Ends.
was, yep,
That phase of Britney was good. You know
yep,
what I
I agree
mean?
with you.
No question. Okay. Last of the concerts. Which concert would you rather go in person? And you got to choose one:
Okay.
Kendrick Lamar or Drake.
Hmm. I think Drake.
Okay.
I think I like
Okay.
his songs better.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I listen to both of them. I rock with both
right.
of them. But I probably would rather go to, since I've seen Lil Wayne and Drake, I'd rather
Okay.
go to Kendrick Lamar. Yeah, I'd rather go see
Yeah.
Kendrick.
Okay. I think I'm going Drake. I haven't seen
Okay,
either. So
I got you. That's what's up. All right. Which sport would you rather watch on TV? Would you rather watch basketball or baseball?
baseball.
Okay. What fan of baseball are you? Who's your team?
The Phillies.
Bryce Harper's having one hell of a season to
Yep.
start off the season. He's having a really good start.
Yeah.
If it wasn't the Padres for me, it would be the Braves.
Okay. And
I have to say that.
I lived in Atlanta too, so I've been to several Braves games too. So I lost you again. That's crazy.
All right, Deb, are you back with me?
Yeah, I'm right here. Hi, everybody. I don't know what's going on.
I'm talking to myself. That's what's going on because I keep seeing your face and you're moving, but you're not saying nothing. I was like, okay, all right. I was like, Deb, are you with me? Are you with me? I was like, okay, but it's all good. It's okay. Next one I wanted to ask you was, which sport would you rather watch? Would you rather watch hockey or softball on TV?
I like hockey because, well, I like softball too. I played softball for years. I think hockey because I like the fights.
I do too. I do too.
I like when the guys beat the crap out of each other in hockey.
That's pretty interesting, right? I love it. I love it. Okay. Are you a dessert person? Okay. So here we go.
Yes.
We got 4 desserts.
Okay.
You got to eliminate one of these for good. You cannot eat it ever again. Here we
Ooh,
go.
go ahead.
A is candy,
Mm-hmm.
any type of candy. So that's chocolate, gelatin, doesn't matter. B is cakes, any kind of cakes, bundt cakes, pound cakes, cakes with ice cream, whatever. C is ice cream. D is cookies. Which one are you getting rid of?
Ooh. I think I could get rid of cookies. I think I could get rid of cookies because I love ice cream. That's not going anywhere. Like, cannot do that. I love cakes and pies and stuff. This is olive, everybody. And candy, I'm iffy. The chocolate, I'm not a huge chocolate girl,
Yeah,
but I
me
do
neither.
like my chocolate every once in a while. So I think the cookies I could just say bye-bye to. I do like brownies though. Like
I
brownies,
I will probably say cakes. I can get rid of cakes.
really.
Yeah, I can't get rid of ice cream because cookies and cream is my favorite.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, I can't get rid of candy because I love the gummies too much. And cookies, chocolate chip cookies. I mean, how the hell am I gonna get rid of that? That's just crazy.
That would the oatmeal. I like, well, I love chocolate chip cookies, but I like oatmeal raisin too. So like
Yep.
those are my two, and I love Oreos as well. So
There you go. Double
apparently
stuff.
I like cookies too. So
Right, right. So the next one is gonna be chips. Are you a chip person?
yeah,
Okay, here we go. Got to get rid of one of them. Doritos, Ruffles, Cheetos, Lay's. Which one are you getting rid of?
I could get rid of the Cheetos. Yeah, I could never get rid of Doritos. Doritos are like
Oh,
that's my
yeah.
cheat. Cool Ranch Doritos are my favorite snack.
I feel you on the Doritos, but Cheetos? You gonna get rid of Cheetos?
Yeah, I don't just think they make me orange. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. No, I feel that. Listen. I would have got rid of Lay's. I
You
would have got rid of
noticed.
Lay's. I got you. That's cool though. That's all right. Okay. If Deb was not working in sports, what career would Deb have pursued and why?
Can only just answered it. Vet. I would be a veterinarian or a vet tech.
I love that.
They're
No, I
that.
love that. That's
I love
cool. I
animals.
love it.
So yeah,
Now, outside of dogs and cats, what other animals do you love?
everything. I love birds. I love bunnies. I want a bunny. I actually was looking at a bearded dragon the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted a bat. Can't have a bat.
Hold on, I just want to make sure I heard you right. You said bats,
A
as in
bat,
fly.
yes. I've always,
Oh,
yes. I've always been
okay.
I want a bat. You have to have a wildlife permit for that, and I do not have that. Uh, what else? I had a friend who had a skunk. That was pretty cool. The
Okay.
skunk, yeah, skunks have bad hind legs though, so it's tough.
Right.
They're really fragile.
I can't do snakes. I'm not a snake person. I
I
don't
don't
want no
mind.
snake.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind snakes as long as they're not poisonous, or I hate bugs. I don't like bugs. Like the tarantulas and stuff, I can't do. That's my
I
the
feel
bug
that.
thing. That's the one
I
thing I
feel
really
that.
want to do. But
Okay. So
anything,
spiders, all that, that's not you.
no, no, definitely not. Yeah, I don't like the spiders because they all look the
Okay.
same. Yeah, I don't know.
I
I
feel that.
especially don't like flying bugs. The flying bugs I hate. Like those, yeah. I do
Yeah.
like I like ladybugs. I like lightning bugs I love. Like when I was a kid going around the lightning bugs, they're the best. But
Mm.
other flyy things, fruit flies, no.
Yeah, I'm
Flies.
with you on that. I'm done with you, Deb. I ain't with that shit either. No good. What is some advice that someone has gave you that you've held on dearly to, in your career?
Honestly, I think it just never give up. That you can do anything you put your mind to, and you just have to work hard and work really hard, and you can achieve it. So that was kind of the advice that I was given as a child, I guess, is just always look to your dreams and don't give up.
I like that. You don't have to go into deep detail about it, but I would love to know, how did the Blonde Blitz podcast start?
You know
How
what?
did
So
that start?
yeah, no, I mean, I can go into detail a little bit. So yeah, no, and Nick, I love Nikki. We met on a Super Bowl panel, God, 2 years ago. And at first I was taken back because there's not a lot of women blonde, not a lot, women in sports, in NFL
Right,
world, in podcasting, and then she's blonde too. And I kind of, at first I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And she really knows her stuff. And, we were interviewing and talking, and I was like, I'm impressed. This girl like knows her stuff. And at
right,
first I was like, who is this bitch? Like, she knows her shit. You know what I mean? Like, okay, like I'm the blonde in this space. You know what I mean?
right, right,
And
right.
and then it just so happened that we had some mutual friends in the podcasting world, and it just so happened that I became available and she became available. We were on different projects, and we just became available at the same time. And she kind of reached out to me, and she goes, how about us doing a podcast together. And, you know, we kind of went back and forth in some different names, and kind of the Blonde Blitz was born at that point. And, you know, we did a test run and it worked, and it was kind of something magical. And then, yeah, and we've been doing it ever since and having a blast. And we're actually now gearing up for season 2. And you know, it should be good. We're still doing it. Like she was on business last week. I did interview by myself, but you know, hopefully she'll be back this week. But yeah, we're kind of planning the next couple shoots, and then our next couple shows, and then we're really you know, looking to like July to kind of not do a full relaunch, but kind of a relaunch of, you know, some different ideas that we're playing around. So some big things are happening with the Blonde Blitz. So
That's absolutely wonderful. Wow. I mean, what a small world to be able to meet somebody like that,
yeah,
shares the same passion as you, who can articulate as good as you about the sport. Anybody that knows Nikki or follows her, she's a huge Giants fan.
she is. And
No,
we definitely have that Giants Eagles rivalry. So that
right.
works. We're both NFC
I was
East.
just about to ask that,
Yeah,
like,
both
maybe, you
boys
know,
and
one
girls.
of the episodes y'all should do, if y'all haven't done already, have a live, like, look of when y'all watch Giants and Eagles play.
Yeah, we
Maybe
should
y'all
do that. That's actually a good idea. We should be together. Yeah,
you
yeah,
together, you know, and watch
yeah.
it, and people should just be able to see y'all. You have your Eagles jersey on, she has her Giants jersey on, and you know y'all should be able to see it. You play twice a year, so why not
Right.
do it twice? So that'd be cool.
That actually
Sometimes even
is a
3
good
times.
idea.
So you know,
Yep.
that's just a thought. I
I
think that
love
would be entertaining. I would love that.
No, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, I'll pitch that to her and producer Dan as well.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
Now, what is something that you want to talk about that we haven't touched upon in this podcast that you want people to know about you or what you're doing?
Ooh, that's a good question. God, I mean, I don't even know. Well, I mean, what do you want to know? What do you want to know about me that you haven't asked?
Well, I
I
mean,
feel like we covered a lot.
yeah, we've covered quite a bit. What's some upcoming projects outside of the podcast that you got coming? Maybe some conferences that you plan on going to. Maybe you can shout out your social media so people can follow
Sure.
you. But they might have questions for you that I haven't asked yet.
Yeah, no, you can follow me. It's at Sport Report Deb, and that's on IG and Twitter. And then obviously the Blonde Blitz, and that's we've got a website, blondeblitz.com. It's actually theblondeblitz.com. And then our socials are Blonde Blitz Pod. And so you can, you know, reach out to us there. What else was that? Something that my
Yeah,
social
upcoming projects that you got coming up.
upcoming projects. Yeah. So right now I'm with Crime Expose with Nancy O'Dell. Also have I Crime season 3 coming up with Elizabeth Vargas. Both obviously, you know, Emmy winning journalist. Talking right now to cover some more, you know, looking forward to the NFL season. Los Angeles Football Network, looking to do a little bit more work with them for the upcoming Chargers and Rams season.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
Got some trips planned. Gonna hit Jersey and Boston and the Jersey Shore this summer, taking a little bit of a break, hopefully. And yeah, you know, that's kind of what I got, you know, looking towards training camp at this point.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely. Like I said, on here with Deb Whitcas, work hard, play harder. As I really do appreciate your time. I gotta get Nikki on here too. I gotta
Yeah,
get
we should
Nikki
do a
on here.
Blonde Blitz. Not that she loves food, she hates food, to be honest. But she'll talk about food, and you will definitely get some raw answers from her about her feelings about food.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to have her on here because I think it'll be amazing. I think it'll be entertaining. Obviously, I support y'all Blonde Blitz podcast because I do watch it. I do love y'all takes on sports. We need more women podcasts like that. To be honest, we just need more women outlets to where we can have all female type podcasts where they're talking about sports. It just brings a different insight.
Yep.
But it also brings, I also get educated as well because I don't
Thanks.
know a lot about the Eagles and the Giants. I don't know a lot about
Okay.
them.
We
And
can teach
sometimes,
you. We know it all.
yeah, yeah. Listen, I'm cool with that. I watch the game, I study the game, but you always can be educated about the game, no matter how
Absolutely.
much you can watch. So you got to be open to that. I
Yep.
do
Nikki's really
appreciate.
good with fantasy too. If you guys need fantasy pointers, she's your girl.
Okay, so I'm joining a couple fantasy teams
Yep.
upcoming season. I'm looking to join some more. So if y'all just in case make a fantasy league or team, let me know.
Okay.
I might join. Just let me know.
Okay.
We'll be doing that for sure. I just want to say thank you once again, Deb, for coming on to my podcast. We learned more about you. And it's been really nice to talk to you again. Stay in touch and
Yes, I will.
enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. As I
Thank
always
you.
do, I conclude my podcast like this. Is there anything else you would like to add before we conclude?
Go birds.
Fly, Eagles, fly. You take care now, okay?
Bye. Thank you for having me. Everybody have a great
No
night.
question.
Bye. What are you eating? Mhm.